Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to drive a Formula One car? On the streets? Not on a racetrack, not behind closed gates, but right on the open road, merging that raw racing power with the elegance of luxury engineering. It's a question every car lover has asked, even if only once. Because at some point we've all dreamed beyond the limits of speed and comfort, imagining what it would be like to hold something in our hands that shouldn't even exist. That moment when the impossible meets the road. And that's exactly what Mercedes AMG has done with the 2026 AMG One. But this car isn't just a car, it's a statement. A declaration from Mercedes to the world that power doesn't have to scream. Sometimes it whispers with precision. And if you're passionate about cars, not just specs and numbers, but the soul of machines, you'll want to stay with this video till the end. Because by the time we're done, you'll understand why the AMG One isn't just engineered. It's sculpted for a very specific type of driver. Someone like you. And yes, there's a reason why only 275 people on Earth will ever own one. But more on that later. Why this car isn't about transport. It's about identity. To understand why the AMG One matters, you need to first understand something deeper, something psychological. Humans have always seen machines as more than tools, especially cars. For decades, cars have represented freedom, status, and individual expression. You don't just drive a car, you become it. The noise of the engine, the shape of the frame, the way it grips the road, it reflects who you are and how you see the world. And Mercedes knows this better than most. That's why they built the AMG One, not to satisfy a market, but to answer a challenge. You see, today's car landscape is divided. On one end, you have performance beasts, loud, aggressive, track-focused. On the other, luxury vehicles, quiet, soft, refined. But here's the thing. Most car lovers, deep down, want both. We want something that respects the engineering madness of F1, but doesn't compromise on comfort. We want a car that roars when it's called, but sits like a sculpture when it rests. We want a machine that says power is effortless, not just noisy. That's where the AMG One begins to shift the game. Merging two worlds, the impossible equation. When Mercedes AMG first revealed the Project One concept back in 2017, people laughed. A Formula One engine inside a road car? That's not a dream. That's a mechanical nightmare. F1 engines are fragile, high-revving, and barely survive a race weekend. Bringing that to a street-legal car? Nearly unthinkable. But here's where psychology comes in again. Human obsession with mastery. AMG engineers didn't just want to build a fast car. They wanted to do what no one else dared to do. That's something every true car enthusiast understands. It's not about chasing the trend, it's about chasing the limit. So for over 5 years, they refined it. They rebuilt it. They tuned it with the help of actual F1 experts, because the 2026 version you see today isn't a concept anymore. It's real, it breathes, it drives, and it obeys no category. Why you should care. Even if you'll never own one, let's be real. Most of us won't own a 2026 AMG One, and Mercedes knows that. But that's the point. Some machines aren't built for the masses, they're built to inspire them, to raise the bar, to show what's possible. Psychologically, humans are wired to be drawn to the rare. It's called the scarcity effect. The fewer there are of something, the more valuable it feels. And the AMG One isn't just rare in number, it's rare in concept. It's not a supercar, it's not just luxury, it's a new category. A road-going hypermachine infused with a heart pulled straight from Formula One. So even if you never sit behind its wheel, it still affects you, because it redefines what we expect from the cars we love. And sooner or later, the innovations in this machine will trickle down to the vehicles of tomorrow. Stay with me, because in the next part of this video, we'll dive deep into how Mercedes took a 1.6-liter engine, smaller than what many compact cars use, and turned it into a 1,000 horsepower beast, powered by 4 electric motors and tech straight out of the pit lane. You'll also discover why this car doesn't just accelerate, it calculates. So if you think you've seen performance before, just wait until you see what's hiding under the carbon skin of the AMG One. Trust me, it's worth it. Have you ever felt like a machine could understand you? Not in a robotic AI-driven way, but something deeper, like a car that knows when to roar, when to glide, and when to simply exist, just like you. One that doesn't just get you from point A to B, but actually reflects who you are. If you've ever felt that connection to a car, you're not alone. Psychologists call this extended self, where we see objects, especially machines, as an extension of our identity. And there's probably no greater example of that today than the 2026 Mercedes AMG One. This isn't just a car. It's a question answered, a challenge accepted, a legacy rewritten. But before we get into the engine specs and why this machine has the heart of a Formula One car, I want to give you a reason to stay with this video till the very end, because we're not just talking about performance, we're talking about philosophy. Stick around, and I'll reveal something truly unexpected, how this car represents the future of hybrid engineering, and why its F1-derived engine almost didn't make it into production. If you're a true car lover, that's the kind of story that makes your pulse race. The psychology of machine desire. You see, there's a reason we love cars, and it's not just horsepower or top speed. It goes deeper than the numbers. For many people, cars symbolize control, freedom, and personal power. According to automotive psychologist Dr. Peter Marsh, high-performance cars trigger dopamine responses similar to that of extreme sports. It's not just about moving fast, it's about the thrill of mastery. And Mercedes AMG knows this. That's why the AMG One was never designed to be just another hypercar. It was built to merge two opposite worlds: the precise, calculated aggression of Formula One racing, and the elegant, high-touch world of Mercedes luxury. It took over 5 years, hundreds of engineers, and collaboration with the Mercedes F1 team to bring it to life. But before we get technical, let's talk about what this car represents, because every enthusiast knows the best cars aren't just built, they're crafted with intent. The origin of a revolution back in 2017, when Mercedes AMG teased Project One for the first time, it sounded like a wild concept. Something too ambitious to actually happen. A street-legal hypercar with a real Formula One engine? Most thought it was marketing hype, but the psychology behind that announcement was deliberate. Mercedes wasn't just making a car, they were planting a flag in the future. They understood what car lovers crave most: authenticity. In an era where many brands chase trends, Mercedes was chasing a legacy. One where power doesn't compromise comfort, where race technology doesn't live behind barriers. And that's what makes the 2026 AMG One so different. It doesn't ask you to choose between adrenaline and elegance. It gives you both and makes it look effortless. Not just built, engineered for the senses. You don't need to see the AMG One to feel its presence. Just knowing it exists taps into something primal. Because let's be honest, anyone can throw a turbocharger into a car and claim speed. But this is precision emotion. The AMG One wasn't made for showing off. It was made for those who understand the value of hidden power. Think about that. In psychology, we're drawn to understated dominance, the kind of quiet confidence that doesn't need validation. The AMG One embodies that mindset. It's the apex of performance, dressed in restraint. Even the name, One, reflects singularity, uniqueness, identity. It isn't a follow-up to anything, it's the first of its kind, and likely the last of its breed. Because regulations are changing. The automotive world is shifting, full electric vehicles are rising. Which makes this hybrid F1-based hypercar more than just exciting. It's symbolic. A closing chapter. A rare intersection of what was, what is, and what could have been. Why enthusiasts should care. Even if it's out of reach, most of us will never drive it. We won't see it on highways. We won't find it in showrooms. But that's exactly why it matters more. Because the AMG One is a technological North Star, a benchmark, a machine that forces the entire industry to think bigger, to aim higher. And car lovers understand that better than anyone else, because they aren't just fans of vehicles, they're students of innovation. Only 275 AMG Ones will ever be made. That number alone taps into one of the strongest drivers in consumer psychology: scarcity. What's rare is respected. What's respected is remembered. And what's remembered becomes legend. So even if this car never ends up in your garage, it still lives in your mind, a permanent reminder of what's possible when engineering meets obsession. Let's go deeper. Now that you've felt the soul behind this machine, let's open the hood. Because in the next part of this video, we're diving straight into the mechanical heart of the AMG One. We'll break down how a 1.6-liter V6 hybrid, yes, 1.6 liters, produces over 1,000 horsepower, and how 4 electric motors redefine responsiveness in ways you've never experienced before. So if you thought this was just another exotic car with a pretty badge, you haven't seen anything yet. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to take the soul of a Formula One race car and put it into a machine you can actually drive on the street? Imagine that moment when raw, untamed power meets luxury so refined, it doesn't just move you forward but transforms your entire driving experience. For car lovers, that thought alone stirs something deep inside, a spark of excitement, a yearning for perfection. Because the truth is, we don't just want to drive cars. We want to feel alive behind the wheel. We want to connect with the machine, to become part of a story that combines speed, precision, and style. And that's exactly what the 2026 Mercedes AMG One promises to deliver. Now, I'm going to take you on a journey through this remarkable hypercar, a marvel that's rewriting the rules of what a road car can be. But here's the deal. Stay with me until the end of this video, and you'll discover an astonishing fact about this car's future, plus the reason why its hybrid technology might change the way we think about performance forever. It's a story of passion, innovation, and cutting-edge engineering that you won't want to miss. Why does a car like the AMG One matter so much to enthusiasts around the world? It's because cars aren't just machines, they're extensions of ourselves. From the rumble of the engine to the sleek curve of the bodywork, a car reflects our identity, our desires, and even our emotions. Psychologists call this the extended self, where possessions, especially high-performance cars, become part of our personal narrative. When we see a car that embodies both power and sophistication, it's not just the specs that attract us, it's the promise of freedom, mastery, and status.
Mercedes-AMG understood this deeply. They didn't want to make just another fast car.
They wanted to create something that bridges two worlds that rarely meet: the unforgiving precision of Formula One racing and the ultimate luxury of a Mercedes-Benz. The result, a car that isn't simply designed for speed, but for an experience that resonates on an emotional level. Let's rewind to 2017 when Mercedes first unveiled what was then called Project One. Skeptics thought it was just hype, a futuristic concept with a fancy name. After all, fitting a Formula One engine into a street-legal car is one of the toughest engineering challenges in the world. F1 engines scream at 11,000 revolutions per minute and are built for short bursts of extreme performance, not for everyday driving. Many doubted whether it could ever work outside the racetrack. But that doubt only made the project more compelling. Because at the heart of every breakthrough is a story of obsession, the kind that pushes engineers beyond the limits of what's thought possible. Mercedes-AMG worked hand-in-hand with their F1 team for years, blending racing tech with road car practicality. The goal was not just to impress with speed, but to create a car that feels alive, responsive, and utterly unique. This was more than a car, it was a statement. A promise that true innovation requires courage and patience. Now, why should you, a true car enthusiast, care about a machine that only 275 people in the world will ever own? The answer lies in the power of rarity. Scarcity is a psychological force that makes us value things more when they are limited. The AMG One isn't just rare in number, it's rare in concept. It brings F1 performance to the street without sacrificing luxury. It's a bridge between the thrill of racing and the comfort of a masterpiece, crafted with hand-stitched leather and carbon fiber. This car taps into a fundamental truth. We crave mastery. We want machines that don't just perform but communicate. The AMG One talks to you through every gear shift, every throttle press, every corner taken. It's designed for those who understand that driving is not just about control, it's about connection. And here's the subtle brilliance of the AMG One. It embodies what psychologists call understated dominance. This means it doesn't need to shout its power. Instead, it commands respect, quietly and confidently. It's like the difference between a roar and a growl. Many cars scream for attention with flashy designs and loud engines, but the AMG One is a calculated machine. It blends brutal power with refined luxury, appealing to those who appreciate not just speed, but also elegance. The name itself, One, carries weight. It's not just a model number, it's a declaration. This car is singular, unique, and likely the last of its kind. With shifting global regulations and the rise of full electric vehicles, the AMG One stands as a rare moment in automotive history. The last hypercar to carry the DNA of internal combustion and hybrid technology in its purest form. Even if the AMG One never ends up in your garage, it will influence every car we drive in the future. Because the technology, the innovation, and the engineering feats behind this car will trickle down into the cars we see every day. In that sense, it's more than just a hypercar. It's a beacon showing us where performance cars are heading. So what's coming next? In the next part of this video, we'll unlock the secrets of the AMG One's engine, A tiny one, 6-liter V6 that somehow produces over 1,000 horsepower with the help of 4 electric motors. You'll discover how Mercedes AMG fused hybrid tech with Formula One know-how to create a car that accelerates not just with power, but with intelligence. If you think you've experienced performance before, just wait. The AMG One is rewriting the book on what's possible, and it's ready to leave its mark on the roads and in the hearts of true enthusiasts. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to drive a real Formula One car on public roads? Not just a fast car with a cool badge, but a machine that carries the heart, soul, and technology of a world champion race car, refined and wrapped in pure luxury. Imagine the adrenaline, the precision, and the connection you'd feel when the best of both worlds collide. The brutal power of F1 fused with the elegance of a Mercedes-Benz. If you've ever dreamed of such an experience, then the 2026 Mercedes AMG One is made for you. Before we dive into the heart of this extraordinary hypercar, let me promise you this. Watch through till the end, and you'll discover a mind-blowing detail about its hybrid technology, something that could change how we think about performance cars forever. If you love cars that push boundaries, innovate, and capture the imagination, you'll want to stay with me. Why does the AMG One stir such excitement among car enthusiasts? It's because cars, especially supercars and hypercars, are much more than machines to us. Psychologists describe this as the extended self, the way we see possessions as part of our identity. For many, the roar of the engine or the sleek lines of a car aren't just design elements. They are expressions of who we are, our passion, and even our values. The AMG One isn't just a hypercar, it's a masterpiece that speaks directly to the human desire for mastery, control, and status. It's engineered to satisfy not only our need for speed, but also our craving for connection with the machine. A rare bond where the driver and car become one. Back in 2017, when Mercedes AMG first teased Project One, it sounded almost impossible. A street-legal car powered by a true Formula One engine? Many doubted it would ever leave the concept stage. After all, F1 engines are fragile, high-revving beasts designed for racetracks, not everyday roads. Making such a machine reliable, comfortable, and street-legal was considered a massive challenge, if not outright madness. But what we're witnessing here is the power obsession, the human urge to conquer the impossible. Mercedes AMG didn't just want to build a fast car, they wanted to create a revolutionary vehicle that blended the ruthless precision of racing with the comfort and luxury Mercedes is known for. Over 5 years, their engineers and F1 experts collaborated relentlessly, tuning and perfecting every detail to make this dream a reality. For many car lovers, the AMG One represents more than power. It embodies a balance, the kind of balance we secretly desire. The balance between extreme performance and refined luxury, between raw speed and everyday usability. That's not an easy feat. Most hypercars lean heavily into one side. Either they're brutal speed machines that punish their drivers, or luxurious cruisers that only hint at power. The AMG One refuses to compromise. It offers a driving experience that thrills the senses while cocooning the driver in a world-class interior. This isn't just about what the car does on the track or the road, it's about how it makes you feel behind the wheel. Now, why does this matter to you? Even if the AMG One will likely never be yours, it's because of something called the scarcity effect, a psychological phenomenon where rarity increases perceived value and desire. Only 275 units will ever be built worldwide, making the AMG One one of the rarest, most exclusive hypercars ever created. But rarity alone isn't the whole story. What truly sets this car apart is the fusion of race technology and street usability. The hybrid powertrain featuring a 1.6-liter turbocharged V6 engine derived directly from Formula One produces more than 1,000 horsepower. 4 electric motors assist to deliver instantaneous torque and incredible responsiveness. This combination doesn't just set new performance benchmarks, it challenges our assumptions about what hybrid cars can be. There's also a deeper, almost philosophical reason why the AMG One commands attention. It's a symbol of understated dominance, a term from psychology describing entities that don't shout their power, but command respect through confident restraint. Unlike many hypercars that scream for attention, the AMG One whispers strength through its precision engineering and thoughtful design. The name One itself is telling. It doesn't imply a line or a series, it declares singularity, uniqueness. This car is a statement. A last hurrah for the era of internal combustion blended with cutting-edge hybrid tech. It's likely one of the final champions of its kind before the industry fully embraces electric powertrains. Even if the AMG One never graces your driveway, its influence will be felt across the automotive world for years to come. The innovations it introduces will trickle down into more accessible cars, shaping the future of high-performance vehicles. For car enthusiasts, understanding this car is like reading the blueprint for tomorrow's supercars. Coming up next, we'll break down the incredible engineering under the hood. You'll learn exactly how a 1.6-liter engine, smaller than most family cars, produces over 1,000 horsepower when paired with advanced electric motors. You'll see why this hybrid system doesn't just add power but transforms the way the car accelerates, brakes, and handles, all thanks to technology inspired directly by Formula One. So if you think you know what speed and luxury mean, get ready. The AMG One is here to rewrite the rules, and it's about to take you on a ride unlike any other.